So here's my lesson. We're working on distances. That was the focus of the entire lesson. We have these poles set at 9 feet each and just trotting through them to start. And then here in a minute, we're going to warm up the left lead canter and canter through them. At the trot, they're supposed to be 2 steps in between, and at the canter, it's supposed to be like a bounce. And I really struggle with picking distances at fences, which is why I kind of asked to have this lesson focus on that. I think Luna's canter looks really nice here. And then we use some placing poles to help me focus on the distance. And so I would focus on the placing pole. And I thought that was really helpful because I tend to, even though I know to look at the fence and then look past it, I tend to look at different parts of the fence at different times. So the pole is really, really helpful. And I was really impressed with Luna's adjustability going through here. Her kind of finding her own way was really nice, and I was really impressed with that. Now I think we're going to a gate, again with a pole in front of it so that I can focus on that. And I thought that rode pretty well. Now for the oxer in the gate. The oxer rode well that time. You'll see I really struggle with riding the oxers. Again, even though we had the poles set out for me to focus on, I kept looking up at the space between the poles for the like the space between the front pole and the back pole, and it just it's really struggle with it. And so I kind of get thrown out of the tack and lose my balance, and then that messes up the second fence. She's been struggling with her right lead. We've been doing some dressage work. I don't know if it's related to that or not, but this is just a little clip of some of the struggles we had picking up the right lead. Pretty happy with that. I think she actually looks pretty good throughout the whole lesson.
I love it. Good, now have her straight. Well done. And now prepare your position.
I can't remember if this is the one yeah. Yeah, oxers are just really hard to look at. I'm not necessarily afraid of them. I just get really distracted by them. And then we turn to this roll top that we do backwards, and she jumps it great. It was actually pretty brave going over it. I gave her a little tap with a stick just to make sure she went over it, but she was pretty brave to it. I was happy with that. I think we're doing the full course here. This is where I'm laughing because she can see the cows in the field across the street, and she gets really excited by them. Oh yeah, and this is where we don't have any of the placing poles anymore, so I have to have to pick the distances myself, and I just got really disorganized to the oxer, and then she was like, what are we doing? And refused the gate, which was fair enough. So we came through and just did that line again to try to make it a little bit better. Again, I still think struggling with like where to look, and but we managed to get through it and get through the second fence, and then we come around to that roll top again, which she jumps really, really nicely. She looks really nice. And so, oh, nice change there. Oh, that's right. This is where we add in another jump off the right rein that she does really well. And she didn't really look at that or anything. She was pretty willing to go to all of it. At some point we do just the oxer. It might be here. I just go do the oxer, and I'm supposed to look at the front rail and tell myself it's a vertical. I think this is it right here. Yeah, and then turn off to the, and not even go through the second fence. And so that was, that one turned out really well. And yeah, that worked. So look at the front pole of oxers and pretend that they're verticals.